Scanning for audio.
Hello, you. As you can hear, my voice is getting better, but it's still not brilliant. So, the Paternoster gang, Trespassers 2, the Casebook of Paternoster Row. This is 2.2. You know what? All of these numbers, you know if you're following the series that it makes sense. But it does get a bit messy. It's like, is this 2.2? I mean, imagine if they all had production codes as well. I know as Doctor Who fans, we'd all do a little dance. But it makes sense because this is the second full-on season of Paternoster Row with the Paternoster gang. This whole box set is primarily called Trespassers. And this is the second one. And it's subtitled The Casebook of Paternoster Row. But if you were just experiencing in general, this is another adventure with Jenny and Strax and Madame Vastra. That's all you need to know. Now, this one's got a bit more of a Sherlock Holmesy feel. Okay, so I like this because it's that whole, not tongue-in-cheek's the wrong word. They are their own creature. They are fun. They are exciting. They are, yes, I'll admit this, slightly camp, but they are brilliant and well-defined and just damn fine performers doing damn fine roles. Huge fan of this gang, and I love this series. And I was very sad to discover it was being phased out. And then Series 2 turned up. Very happy about that. So, in the first one, you've got a whole twist where Jenny may or may not, she's not, be herself anymore. And the 8th Doctor, with a memory issue, turns up, at a wedding at the end of the last series. So in this series, you've now got, at the end of the last box set, in this series, basically, you've got the 8th Doctor being quite cryptic and saying, look up shape changes. Now, of course, Strax is big on your Rutans, but as Vastra says, Strax, it's never the Rutans. And apart from that lovely box set, it never is. So here we've got something a bit more Sherlock Holmesy, because each of these 3 stories is actually one of the casebook sort of things. You know, the sort of thing, individual stories. There is a sort of story arc going on where they're discussing kind of what's going on. And let's look at this. But each story has something to do with shape-changing or cloning and that kind of thing. It's a sort of hat stand to hang the stories on. 3 very different stories. The first one is Anne of 1,000 Light Years by James Kettle. The Paternoster by Gary Russell. Nice to have Gary back. And The Gentleman Thieves by Lauren Moody and Stuart Pringle. Lauren and Stuart produce some gorgeous dark stuff. So, of course, in this one, they've produced some nice light-hearted fun. And that's what this box set is. It's nice, light-hearted fun. If you need a break from just abject despair caused by perhaps your favourite TV show being very, very different, or perhaps you just aren't in a great place, this is a great box set to cheer you up. Anne of 1,000 Light Years by James Kettle. The course of true love never does run smooth, especially when it involves high-born young lady, a humble farmhand and an extra-terrestrial chameleon on the lookout for a breeding stock. Will Lady Anne Warminster marry the man of her dreams? Will the amorphous Glossophant secure their chosen spawn bride? Will Jenny ever finish reading the novel by Anthony Trollope? In the heart of the English countryside, the gang tackle an assignment involving romance, skulduggery and horse manure. Now, okay, box set back, tiny gripe. A box set back was, in fact, wasn't even a box set. It was the Quinn Dilemma. And we had a story set on Lindisfarne, which is close to where I'm from. And there wasn't a particularly large amount of Geordie accents going on, or northern ones. This one is set in Cumbria, which is why all of the characters have a Mummerset accent. Yeah, it's just to the left of where I'm from, and there isn't that much northern accenting going on. It really kind of might have helped. Do Big Finish have something against the North? Yes, I can see your agenda from here, Big Finish. No, seriously, cracking story, based on a Trollope work, and it kind of just works. Because you've got the build-up, the comedy aspects, because Strax always pulls off something nice and he's good with a weapon. There's some nice stuff going on with chickens, and let's face it, it's just really well done. You can see it's been written, rewritten and polished, and you can always tell that. Second story, The Paternoster by Gary Russell. Gary's always come up trumps. Something is hiding in the sewers of London, picking off the poor and the lost souls who live down there. Madame Vastra opens a case that takes her back to her early days and the life task that must be finally fulfilled. A case where she and her friends face death from an enemy capable of shredding matter and echoing screams. Okay. Basically, there's, the bit of War of the Worlds where they build the world in sewers? There's a bit of that going on. And there's a bit of early Silurian and Sea Devil life. There's a lot of yes going on with the voices. It's very nice. No actual Sea Devils were harmed in the making of this, you understand. But there are nice different clans turning up. And it's really nice to have some early Silurian antics going on. And the last one is The Gentleman Thieves. Again, like I said, Lauren Moody and Stuart Pringle, who've produced some gorgeously dark Torchwood stuff. And everybody knows that the best people to write comedy are people who really, really like writing horror. Because horror writers are really well balanced, and comedy writers, well, they're not. Vastra reviews the case of the one-man crime wave, breaking in and burglaries committed by the same handsome and daring thief, even when they're committed at exactly the same time, unravelling the secrets of these doppelganger ne'er-do-wells. The gang touch on a fringe, bigger conspiracy, but as Vastra recalls the past, the dangers of the present are closing in. Also, can I just say, this has got a nod to a Torchwood existing, and it's about bleeding time. Because let's face it, Torchwood and Vastra kind of fit together. Torchwood and Jago and Lightfoot, not so much, but Torchwood and Vastra, I get. That'll be nice. It would be great to have Jack back. Look, time's moved on. Can we not just have him back? Like, seriously, 0 people care at all. We just want Jack back in Torchwood, but that's another story. What we've got here is a very, very nice bit of Victoriana. Yes, the whole gentleman Raffles thing works great. So anybody who's really into these characters, this is a cracking box set, and you don't really need that much background. So if you wanted a starting point, come in here. It's really nice. I loved them all. Can't wait for the next one. Until next time, be seeing you.
And what's this?
Micromatter transmitter, gateway to a pocket dimension. Where's he gone?
From Big Finish Productions, the worlds of Doctor Who, the Paternoster Gang, Trespassers, the Casebook of Paternoster Row.
Goodness, that was cramped. Now, where was I?
It's you.
Well, of course it's me. Who else could I possibly be?
There's been a crime wave in the big houses for weeks.
Madam Vastra, my name is Algernon Rackham.
He's that cricketer. Goes all over playing with the gentlemen amateurs. Only it says here, he was robbing rich folks blind the whole time.
How can a man be free in one place and restrained in another?
Body morphers and doppelgangers.
Oh, the level of clutter in this pantry is unacceptable. According to Sontaran code, you should both be executed.
I am Paternoster.
So, Mom, what did you make of his story?
Monsters in tunnels? Eating us poor and lost? It seems odd.
Creature! Creature! Come out and face me!
You asked me to attend a mystery, Paternoster. I am doing just that.
Monsters! The monsters have come!
By the way, don't say anything you shouldn't.
Anything I shouldn't. Doctor...
Shh. That's exactly the sort of thing I mean. I'm travelling incognito.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @Tin Dog Podcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.